welcome to Not Factory Approved. Here we have an 86 F150 with a visor. Here's what it was like before. Floppy, does not stay in position, no redeeming features. So I tightened it up. How did I do it, you may ask? Since this is pot metal, I'll show you. Here's the visor. Here's the worn out swivel. So it has a spring on it. Goes through the pot metal. And then it's flared at the end to hold the washer on, so that the spring is in position and it can't come out. So I'll take that all out. I'll take some 10/1000ths metal, and I've cut a piece that is the same height from the washer to the outside edge of the pot metal down here. And how long it has to be, of course, depends on how worn out that hole is. But I'll take that apart and I'll show you what it looks like. So here's the swivel. You see it's quite worn out. It's worse than the other one, actually. So I have a choice. I could drill this out a bit, make sure it's even, which I might do. So it's going to require more than I have cut, so I'm going to need a longer piece. I could also put a bushing in there. I will check that option out as well. I do have some brass bushings, see if I've got one that's proper size for that. Otherwise it will be the steel sheet. Here's what I have so far. I said this was 10 thou shim stock. It's actually 5/1000ths. So I'll correct that. I'm sure you can use 10 if you measure appropriately. So here's the spring. I'll have to bend that down. Obviously I've replaced the spring in the past, or somebody has. So that's roughly 1 inch wide, and it was approximately 1.5 inches long for this one, for the size of the hole. The last one was just over 1 inch, so it does make a difference how big the hole is. So it fits now tightly on this. Push it down. Have to have a washer on the end, hold everything in. The spring goes on there first, of course. And then I'm using a number 10 screw, which fits fairly tightly. So once you take them apart, the tabs tend to break that are on that shaft from the visor. So here's a number 10 screw, sheet metal. That's going in there with the washer and the spring. That will hold it all together. So I'll fix that spring and put it together. So I used heat just to bend the spring down, just to heat it the last 1/4 inch or so. So I can put it on there. I put a thin washer on, wind that over the metal. I might have to crimp this some more, but we'll see. There it all is together. Okay, I gotta crimp that some more, or get a bigger screw. And it looks like we might have looks like there's something in there that wasn't in the other one. I'll check that out. So here's the completed visor. So it's got 1.5 wraps. I'll try and clean that up a little bit more with maybe a punch and a hammer, but it's not real obvious. So then this arm is a little bit different than the other one. It had a steel bar that came up higher, so I couldn't put a screw into it. So what I did was I took it all apart, wrapped a wet cloth around the arm here, took off this piece and the spring and everything, and I welded a small bolt, 1/4 inch bolt, onto the end of it, cut it off, cleaned up the threads, put this nut on with the spring and 2 washers, one at the bottom, one at the top. And so I'll let the Loctite set up rather, and then put it all back in the truck. It's pretty stiff. Seems like it should be all right. Two sun visors sitting there nicely. Hold their position, sorta. That one's a bit wiggly, but it does hold position, so I'll leave it for now. There's this one. Let's get some focus here. Well, maybe I should clean this screen at the back. It's pretty foggy, but there you go. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or even notify, or any of the above, or all of the above. Thank you.